Hello lads and welcome to a hot day in the UK. It's 31.5 degrees. That's hot for the UK. It's humid as well. I know other countries get hotter, but it's humid and disgusting and we're not used to it over here. So, today we're going to be talking about road rage, something that we all experience, we all go through, and I think we all struggle with. I think all of us get angry on a fairly regular basis in small ways, like someone cuts you up or someone doesn't let you out of a junction or something like that. We can all get a little bit annoyed, but it's preventing it from escalating and really getting worse and turning into a fist fight and stopping one, you getting arrested, two, your car being hit with baseball bats, and three, you being followed home. It's avoiding things like that, which would be nice on a daily basis. Not that that's gonna happen to you, but yeah, it's possible, I guess. One of the main problems that causes road rage is little driving habits that just make every little bit of driving that little bit more stressful. So say driving too close to people in front of you, carrying too much speed on really sort of tight roads, and roads like rural areas that have lots of people running around. You just want to be way more relaxed in areas like that. On the motorway you can get your speed up, and I know closing distance sort of tightens up a bit, but in rural areas where there's lots of things, you know, things can jump out in front of cars and there's kids and there's people playing around, you really want to give people more time and more sort of distance to do anything anyway. So just getting relaxed into driving, and it just, first of all, expecting people to do stupid stuff just brings that little bit of rage down. So never take anything personally whilst being on the road. That's a really big tip. Whenever someone does something stupid, it never is normally a personal attack on you. It's just because they weren't looking, they were being arrogant, or they just didn't notice what was happening. So never take it as that personal sort of threat towards you, because being in a tin box does kind of make people feel like it's their territory, like it's kind of a second home, and they treat it as defensively as they would their home too. So keep in mind that people are probably just being dumb, they're not thinking, they were a little bit tired or something like that, and avoid that personal attack, because that's not what's happening, that's not what's going down. Keep in mind though that you being pushy with other drivers may be seen as a personal attack in that same sense. So keep in mind that if you feel you might be cheeky and sort of cut in front of someone or something like that, they're not going to be very happy with you. So just give people that little bit more time. Try not to be too pushy on the road, and drive defensively rather than offensively. When driving on the road, being decisive is quite important. Not to the fact that you're decisive in driving straight into the middle of a crash, but when you're changing lanes, as you're changing them safely and decisively. You're not hovering around, making people nervous around you as well, because that's what's going to cause dodgy overtakes to get past you on the road. You're not hogging the middle lane, that sort of thing. Here's a tip: don't hog the middle lane on the motorway when you can be on the left, because that's going to avoid a lot of road rage as well. That's going to avoid you being cut up down the inside. That's going to avoid people coming around the outside and then skipping across all the lanes to try and prove a point, because you see a lot of that. People sitting in the middle lane, and then people will go all the way over to the right to overtake them properly, and then cut right back in front of them to kind of like tell them off in a way. And try not to flip people off or shout at them as much as they might have done something stupid, because that's going to escalate as well. If you then make obscene gestures to people, as satisfying as that might feel, it's going to make things worse. Could be a big man with a baseball bat. Be careful. The horn as well is not always great to do if you want to avoid things like road rage. The horn is technically meant to tell other drivers of your presence. Like if you're driving around a blind bend, then you can use the horn to let people know you're coming. And that's what it's meant for. What people use it for, and I'm guilty of this too, is using the horn as like a, you did this thing wrong. So like someone cuts you up or someone pulls out on you in a roundabout and you just jump on the horn. I've seen some people use the horn before they use the brakes. Don't do that. Save yourself first. And if you really want to be naughty and use the horn, then use it afterwards. But sort of don't in the first place, because it gets people angry as well. It pisses people off. And it can make people who didn't actually do the thing angry as well, because they might think it was against them. So what do you do if someone's tailgating you? They won't overtake, which frustrates me endlessly when someone just won't overtake. Like you're giving them room to overtake, they can go, and they just persist in tailgating you. If you have to, pull over and take a break, 5 minutes, cool down, phone your mum, phone your girlfriend, phone your boyfriend, whatever. Take a break, grab a coffee if you can, and just relax for a little bit. Because one is getting you out of that dangerous situation. Two, it's giving you a little bit of a break. It stops you being around them so long, because the longer they're up your ass, the more danger they're putting both of you in. Take an alternate route as well. Maybe go down a different lane, get away, get on the motorway if you don't normally, and find somewhere where there's space to be on your own and relax a bit. Saying that, classic stuff, take a deep breath, relax your grip on the wheel. Don't death grip the steering wheel like you're gonna strangle it. Relax. You only need a light grip on the wheel, and it's advised it's a light grip. That's a really strong death grip when you're steering is actually going to give you less control than being fairly light, because a lot of race car stuff is almost fingertips through the corner to keep the car balanced and sensitive. So you're a racing driver, guys. You're all racing drivers because you watch the channel. Light grip, don't death grip, breathe, sit up straight and relax. If it gets really bad, as in someone's following you, you know they're angry at you, they're threatening you and things like that, make sure your car doors are locked, and the best place to go is either to a police station, sit outside there and deal with it there, or to somewhere like a public, really busy petrol station, not a dim, dingy one. Somewhere there's CCTV cameras, there's people you can go to, you can talk to. Don't wind down your window and chat to them, because you're probably going to get a fist coming through the window. So yeah, stay safe, guys. Go to a public place, and or phone the police if you pulled over or whatever, and go from there. But hopefully with the tips previous, it shouldn't escalate ever to that stage. Like, the only time that's going to happen is if there are some crazy nutcases who you've managed to anger, or just are out on a vendetta for anyone they can get their hands on, which is incredibly rare. So there's a general trend in people as well. The angrier someone gets, the more stupid they become. So if you ever, it's the red mist term, right? So remember that dealing with angry people, or if you're angry yourself, you're going to be way less rational than you would ever be normally. So keep that in mind if you can. And sometimes, even if it's not your fault, just like waving a hand if you've done something stupid and just saying sorry, or just suggesting that you said sorry, is the best way to just squash any chances of anything escalating from there and getting worse. Alright lads, thank you for watching the video today. I apologise for the gap in videos. I've been getting a job recently, a little part-timer, so I can get some cooler car stuff going on the side, get out to events more, and kind of bring you some cooler content rather than the same stuff. So thank you for bearing with me. We are getting there. I will still be doing YouTube videos as much as I can. So thank you to everyone who's been chilling around with more driving, more racing stuff potentially coming up soon. I will see you all soon. Make sure you drive safe, don't make anyone too angry, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.